Happy Galentine's.
Happy Galentine's. We're cringe, annoying, and mediocre.
One of my friends was like, Brooke, you are always at a level of panic. It just varies if it's like green, yellow, or red.
This was actually like a true panic. Laundry mishap and people imposing on the table.
I know. I'm on red alert.
Brooke was activated. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Gals on the Go podcast. I'm Danielle.
I'm Brooke. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Galentine's, Valentine's, Love Week.
It's Love Week.
It's Love Week, and the gals, we are dressed as Valentine's just for you. I'm in pink, Brooke's in red. Brooke texted me, she was like, I was thinking about wearing a red knit dress for Galentine's vibes, and I was like, you literally read my mind. I had my pink sweater laid out, ready to go. It just felt right. It felt the season.
Yeah, I feel like we're leading into our Galentine's Day activities this week, which is fun. I feel like it's a nice embrace of the season.
I feel like everyone, like, it's truly become like a commercial holiday, like Galentine's has.
I know, but I'm like kind of here for it. Like, it's
I know.
Valentine's is like make Galentine's. Sure.
I mean, we love it because we're the gals, so we're like,
course.
Hopefully a shoe-in for all these Galentine's. We're like, you need Galentine's, like the gals are in. Like,
yeah, they're like, well, we need Galentine. Oh, the gals.
The gals, that does make sense. So we're really busy this time of year, you know?
Yeah, working. We're just booked and busy, but we did just come back from a fun gals trip with the two other gals.
Yes, and we have so many funny stories to share with you guys. Like, so much to catch up on. We were just in Cabo, and I really did get burnt. So did Brooke. Your eyelids look good today.
Much better. I've been icing them.
Yeah.
And, it's
what was seen.
It's what was seen. It's
I have to update everyone. Brooke in last week's episode told me about You're Cordially Invited on Prime Video. So I literally downloaded it for our plane ride to Cabo, and I was live texting the whole movie to her and Katie.
Because Katie had happened to watch it like the night before too.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we all have watched it, and now we just taken the jokes from it and made it our own. So if you haven't seen it, you would know. You wouldn't know maybe some of these lines, but there are really some good like just phrases that you should watch. It's part of our lore now.
It's truly part of our lore. Like, our iCloud photo library for the trip is called What Was Seen. Like, it's just, and actually my mom watched it over the weekend because I made her, because it's just that perfect movie. They had friends in town staying with them. I was like, this is the perfect movie to watch at night.
Oh, that's sweet.
And now she likes the It's What Was Seen.
It's What Was Seen. Did she think it was funny movie?
She thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
She's like, the crocodile scene, huh? It's not a spoiler, really.
Yeah, it's like in the
trailer
preview.
photo, whatever, yeah. But it's a great movie, and I want to watch it again. I almost made Ryan watch it again last night. And I was like, let me wait like another week and then I'll watch it again with him.
Wow. Yeah. You like a repeat movie.
I'm so like that. I'm obsessive with things.
No, see, mine was What Was Seen. I'm done.
Yeah.
I won't see
like, I literally never want to talk about this freaking movie again.
No, I mean, I loved it. Like, I was really enjoying it.
Influenced me.
Yeah. Go watch it.
Go on.
Not an ad.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And actually, as this episode is up, tomorrow we're doing a big Galentine celebration.
Huge. Arguably
Massive.
the biggest.
Arguably the biggest Galentine celebration there ever was. In Boston, we're going to be at the Wilbur Theater tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow, says Annie. It's, I think, our biggest show of this tour, which is really exciting. And Gretchen Garrity is our guest, which is just going to be so fun. She's a Boston icon.
And we're going to have a blast. It's just iconic. You guys have been begging for our return to Boston. My return to Boston.
It's your homecoming.
Stepping out
really.
in Boston. Oh God.
I just feel like the girlies are in Boston, and I know they're not going to disappoint.
For sure. So last minute tickets, I think, unless it's sold out, like there might be a few left. So you can go to galsonthegopodcast.com or check the link in our bio on Instagram or anywhere to snag your tickets. Not weird to come alone. Not weird to bring someone who doesn't listen. Not weird to bring your mom. People always ask us, like, is it weird to bring? No, like all different groups come, like truly. So
we actually never talked about, I don't know if you noticed at our Atlanta show, I look over, there was a group of 5 guys at our show, like sitting together.
Really?
Did you notice this?
No.
5 guys. So, I mean, it's really for anyone.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and they weren't our friends. Like, they were
really
giggling about. Yeah, my friend was like, I clocked those guys, and they were laughing the whole time.
Oh, that's so funny.
Shout out to those 5 guys in Atlanta. 5 guys.
5 guys.
5
burgers
guys.
and fries.
We really do love burgers, too. And then next week, we're headed to the Midwest. So we're really excited. We're starting in St. Louis that Thursday. Thursday, Friday Chicago, Saturday Cincinnati.
And those are all going to be so much fun. I truly can't pick a favorite. I mean, you guys are just going to have to come and bring the vibes. So get your tickets. A few are left, I think, for some of those. One of them, I guess we should say, Chicago, maybe we'll have a little.
Chicago, there will be a surprise.
Cooking up. But besides that, there's still going to be amazing Every show is like different in its own way. I feel like because some of it's like crowdsourced, some of it. So
Depends.
No matter what, you're going to get a good show.
Yeah. No matter what, you're going to get a good show. Also, yeah. There'll be some of like our family at some of the other shows in the Midwest, like in the audience. So I feel like that'll be fun. Clocked. I've been saying that recently. Like I clocked blah blah.
Oh my gosh.
Also speaking of, this is something we haven't really done before, and we always get questions about our amazing tour merch. We literally have it with us right now. It's so cozy. Oh my gosh, I love this material so much. It has all the cities that we're going to on the back. It's a really good, comfortable, like that like hoodie material that you want, you know?
Yes. Not too stiff either though. Like,
no.
It's like
sorry, you know what I mean.
It's thick but not stiff. That's what I like about it.
It molds to you, but it still holds some shape in the hood, which is very important to me personally. And we have it available online because we were having people message us like, hey, I'm not going to any of the shows, but I really want some merch from the show. So we have it available online, and we have the URL as well, which is also linked down below.
Yeah, that it's just merch.galsonthegopodcast.com. And you could pick up your Who Is She Tour hoodie. It's a really, really cute sweatshirt. I wear an XL. Do you know what's
I think I have a double XL or XL.
I feel like it really, no matter, like it's designed to be like a bit of an oversized fit. So, check them out. And that's our tour merch for this year.
That's our tour
merch. Yeah.
So I feel like we should start off by introducing a new segment that we're starting on the show this week.
New segment. It is going to be Panic. How are we? What
Panic
are we
of the week.
Panic of the week.
Our Panic of the week. We always, of course, have our current favorite of the week, and we were actually talking with our team, and they were like, Brooke's, like, if you came to our last live show, we did like a whole red, yellow, green panic situation, and we often do have random panics in the week, and they can be funny, they can be serious, who knows. We're not talking panic attacks, like I'm not gonna talk about my panic attack I had yesterday.
Oh my god, no, let's not get in. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, I didn't actually have one yesterday. If I were to have one, which I do have sometimes, like it's not bad. It's like funny little oopsie, made a oopsie
bits of the week that were like, oh my gosh, that caused a little, got the heart rate racing.
Yeah.
Stress. And it doesn't have to be too deep. Some of them are like maybe deeper. Some of them are, not as deep.
Exactly. I feel like we should give a little quick breakdown on the green, yellow, red panic, where this all started.
The scale. I've talked about this on the pod before. I went on a bachelorette a year ago now, or no, it was like 2 years ago.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, because it was the last live show.
Tour, yeah.
Wow, it was literally 2 years ago. My friends from high school, we went on a bachelorette. We were sitting at brunch, and like some food came over, but not everybody's, and I started like looking around, like being like, well, where's the rest of it? Like, now what are we gonna do? And just because I wanted everyone to be happy and be eating together, and they were like, oh my gosh. One of my friends was like, Brooke, you are always at a level of panic. It just varies if it's like green, yellow, or red. And like it was like a whole bit then, and I brought it home to Danielle, and she loved it. So. Oh
yes, Danielle loved it. I was like, this is so true. You definitely, there's always like something. It's like a little eyebrow raise, or maybe it's a body shake.
I'm on red alert.
Yeah. So we thought it'd be fun every week to talk about our panic of the week, which just brings some light to maybe something that was a stressful situation, and now it's like funny, or maybe it was funny in the moment, but still a little stressful. So panic of the week it is.
Panic of the week. My panic of the week. We're at the Cabo airport. If you guys have ever been there, we're on our way home. We frequent the food court. It's me, Danielle, Katie, Margo. We all go our separate ways. We say, hey, we're gonna meet back up later. Okay, everybody fend for yourself. You guys go to Subway. I go to Panda Express. The options were limited.
Yeah, I mean, there we go.
Keep in mind, options were honestly my Panda Express hit though. Like it was really good.
Subway, honestly.
Yep. So. We go our separate ways, and then it's time to, we all want to meet back up. We want to sit together. I want to eat like a lady, at a table. I feel like Panda Express is a table meal.
Yeah, because I wasn't even planning on eating at a table, and Brooke's like, I got us a table. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then I realized you had like a whole situation.
It was like a bowl.
Yeah.
Which you can eat on the go, but like it's just better to eat.
You need a tabletop.
Yeah, it's a tabletop meal. but it's one of those really, really busy airports. Like, it feels like, honestly, it was giving like mall food court. Like, where it's, and the tables are all occupied. The tables are taken. And I had to, kind of scour around. You guys were still in line, like getting stuff. I was like, no worries, I'll get us a table. I had to be like loitering around, waiting for someone to get up. I eventually got one. I sat down. I was waiting. I texted you guys, got a table. You guys were like, give us a few minutes. We're just wrapping up. Sure enough, a man like beelines over the table. He's like, hey, are you using this side of the table? Like an older gentleman. And I was like, like, no. I had my bag on one seat, and then like clearly two seats like were kind of, I don't want to say reserved, but like it made sense that I had one half of the table. And he was like, hey, is anyone using this seat? And I was like, well, I have some friends coming to these seats. He's like, yeah, but what about this seat? And I was like, no, you can take it. And he calls
just one seat or two.
It was like, so one for him and one other one. And then he calls someone, presumably. He literally gets on the phone. He has like a bag of food, like it looked like a singular bag of food, and he calls someone. He's like, hey, I'm at a table. One other person comes over. They call someone. I'm not even kidding. This was literally a chain reaction. They call someone else. A couple comes over. They call someone else. A couple comes over. Sure enough, I'm still waiting for you guys. This all happened in the span of like 5 minutes. I'm like furiously texting you guys. I'm like, guys, they're taking over the table.
I was so confused.
They are taking over the table. And this was my table. I got this table first. I was waiting around for this table like a freak.
Yeah.
Like stalking people, being like, hi, are you done with your table yet? Yeah. Not actually asking, but like, just using social cues. Are you getting
I found the text. Okay. You said, people trying to sit. I'm able to save your 2 seats, but it's hard. And then Katie said, coming. And then I guess Katie wasn't there yet. Brooke goes, literally a man. Outside gate 13 table, ! Katie, Danny, I'm going to go to the table now. Is that okay? I said, of course. Brooke goes, okay, now they are really imposing. Ha ha, I need help.
Because by that point, they are all coming. It had to be a group. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Maybe
once 10. I arrived at the table,
there's no room. There's barely a chair left.
And like, it wasn't even that. It was that. And also like, they were really imposing on the table. I mean, crumbs were landing in Brooke's hair.
They were, so on top of me. And it's like a pretty decent sized table.
Yeah.
Of course, like it's a public space. Like we're going to share a table. Like,
yeah, it wasn't you. It was just like,
this circumstance of like, read the social cues. Also, like you had the table second. Like,
yeah. Like you gotta be polite about the table.
Yeah.
No, they were literally eating like they were just going to town.
No apology. He the only acknowledgement was he was just like, crazy airport here, huh? I was like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like,
and that's the worst when you're vulnerable sitting there with your bags and you're just like, I do have friends coming. I promise.
And he did ask like a few times. He was like, you need those 2 chairs, right? I was like,
oh, you're like, great. Yeah, you have more coming.
Those 2 chairs, I need those. Like, yeah.
What did you learn from this situation? Like, is there anything you would do differently next time?
I mean, no, because I'm not going to like rush you guys any further. I'm also not going to be a bitch. Like, it is a shared space. Like, it's not like it's technically my table, but at the same time, like, I feel like I could have been a little bit more like, yeah, I was here first though. So like, if you could please just reserve this area for my friends. Yeah. Like, it was just annoying. It's just like one of those things where you're just like, all right.
Well, it shouldn't even be like, just because we're not there, they shouldn't be like taking the space.
No,
like it should be like, not. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe they could have been a little more apologetic. Like, I feel like they could have been like.
And then when we got there, they were like, "Oh, a table opened up. We'll give you ladies some space." They did say that,
literally,
which they knew.
As soon as you guys both sat down, I was like, "So you were waiting to see if I actually had friends?" Like, I feel like they were like,
"You didn't believe me."
It was just so funny because the one guy, like, he's eating his burger, and then the other people, they come over, they're like, "I got chips and guac for everybody." They like put it on the It was actually funny.
I think they were eating wings and just like throwing them on the table. Like there was something like that happening.
It was definitely like dysfunctional. Like I feel like they were coming post trip. Maybe a margarita was had. Like they were.
Yeah, it was that energy. Yeah. Like headed back to Texas or something. I don't even know where they were going.
Yeah, no, it was. So that was honestly like, I'll give that a yellow panic. That was like kind of because I was like, am I about to be crowded out of my own table that I earned? I earned this table.
I know. You were so proud. You were like, guys,
I
got a table.
Eat my Panda Express in peace. Yes. All right. How about you? Any
I just had to check. I actually had a few written down, but I'm just gonna say the one, of course. This was actually like a true panic. So we get to our hotel room and we were so excited because it's like a condo that we rented out. We stayed at the One Homes in Cabo. It's amazing. We've stayed there a few times now. And upon getting there, Brooke realized, oh my God, guys, there's a washer dryer. We can all wash our airport clothes so that we can have clean clothes on the way back. because we all brought like one sweatsuit, which is what we were wearing, and we were all planning, which I feel like a lot of people do this. It's like,
I had no more room. Like, my suitcase was at max capacity. I don't
no.
You too, right? Like,
Airport clothes and pajamas, it's like, all right.
you bring maybe one, maybe two pair, like not a lot.
Yeah, like especially airport clothes. Like if anything, like if I'm wearing workout clothes, maybe I'll bring like leggings and a sports bra, but whatever. So we all wore our sweat sets to the airport. And so then it's time on Sunday to do our laundry.
Do a load. Danielle was like, Brooke, you can do a load. I was like, I will do a load. Yeah, I
Brooke
will.
loves to do loads. So Brooke's like, guys, no worries. My sweat set is brand new
And bright red.
Let me wash it alone. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should all, like, that's probably a good idea. So Brooke washes hers alone. And then it's time for Katie and I have this purpley gray sweat set that I've washed many times. Never have had a problem with it. And a few other things. And Katie and I discussed it. And Katie was like, honestly, I feel like if we do a cold wash, like, let's just do it together. This is where I should have been like, maybe not. But I was like, you're right. Cold wash, do it together. She had some leggings, some socks, some white socks, and a light pink The Bar sweatshirt that I didn't know this until after. Brand new. She had just gotten it from the new drop. She was so excited. She got the matching sweatpants. So we put the wash in. It's time to,
And you washed it on cold.
Washed it cold. I think I'm pretty good at laundry usually. I know my washer dryer. We take it out. Her sweatshirt is now purple. And unfortunately, we were both there together. So it wasn't like, I don't even know what I could have done.
You didn't have time to break the news lightly.
Yeah, we were both just like, a light. And Margot comes around the corner. And she's like, oh my God, I love purple. It looks so cute. Like, I think she wanted that sweatshirt.
She did. She was like, I'll take it from you.
She was like, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And Katie's literally the nicest person in the world. And was like, it's fine. And at this point, again, I didn't know she just got it. Because I have that same crew neck, but I've had it for like a year or two.
Yeah.
So they must have just done a new release. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I literally was like, I'll buy you a new sweatshirt, like everything. She was like,
it was very nice of you.
Anyways, so it was just really stressful. And then it just topped off with like,
Well, then we started going in deep with the washer. Then Danielle's like, no, we got to do a drain and spin. She's naming these
they were
functions.
soaking wet still.
I've never even heard of these functions of a washing machine. Like, she was like, and then she's online on like the LG website trying to figure out like the manual. I was like, we have gone too deep. Like, this is
Well, because then Katie's sweatshirt was still soaking wet, but she didn't want to put it in the dryer because like she didn't want it to shrink. But there was no way they'd be air drying overnight because it was literally soaking wet.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So then I start going on, like Brooke said, the manual online. I'm command effing drain and spin, and they're all like, "What is drain and spin?"
I've never even heard of.
I literally utilized it last night. Like, I need someone to validate me because I was getting gaslit in the apartment. Everyone was like, "Drain and spin. What is this?"
Never heard of that function.
Sure enough, the next morning, Katie's sweatshirt was still soaking wet because something that soaking wet cannot air dry. So then
Maybe I need to look into this function.
it's
more.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. But it usually happens when there's not enough stuff in the washer. Anyways, getting too much into washing. Katie's sweatshirt is obviously still soaking wet in the morning. So then I go buy her like a One Hotel Cabo sweatshirt. But the gods were my favorite. I was about to literally DM Bridget from the bar and be like, can I buy, like, is there extra stock I can buy the sweatshirt? Because I then found out that Katie had just gotten the sweatshirt. I find a picture on my phone because I just had my organizers come. I zoom in and I see that I have that same sweatshirt. And I am giving it to Katie this week.
Oh,
and
that's perfect. There you have it.
I felt like such a pit.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no, that is disappointing. And you guys both came to the conclusion. It wasn't like, you'll be fine. Like,
No.
throwing your stuff with me. So like, it was.
I feel better about it because if I was like, Katie, like, no. But Katie was like, no, just throw mine in with yours. So I feel a little better about that. But like, it still was my sweat set that got her sweatshirt dirty. So.
Oh my God.
But it's okay. It literally, we're fixed soon. And if just.
Totally. I feel like a lot of sweatshirts these days, like, those cool ones that like I don't know, I've never had a Park sweatshirt, but like I feel like the ones that have like the drops and stuff, like I would just wash them on their own. Because honestly, I am nervous.
I think
would
that's just
wash
needs
it
to happen.
on their own just to be safe.
I know.
If you're spending that much on a sweatshirt, like maybe just wash it on its own.
Yeah, and apparently the bar sweatshirts, Margot was saying, or someone was saying that like they definitely the fabric.
I feel like mine's
folds.
tinted. Even washing it
They
on
get
its own, it
tinted.
tinted the color a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love mine, by the way.
Yeah, they're so
Would
cute.
take more, but
Yeah, but they're sensitive.
I would take the mailer that comes with every color of it. Like, that would
Oh,
be
that
nice.
mailer where they send.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. Anyways, that was my panic, and clearly I'm still panicked about it. But
Oh no, you're fine.
It was funny
you
stuff.
came up. I mean, you more than overcompensated for
I
it.
got
You were
really
like-
lucky.
You were like, look, I'm gonna give you the exact same sweatshirt, buy you a new sweatshirt. Like, way too nice about
I
that.
couldn't live with that, and because Katie she would never be mad at someone. Like
She's
she
like,
was
it's literally fine. It's
like,
no
it's
big
so
deal. She's such a
fine.
good person.
such
I
a
know.
good person. So yeah, panic of the week. Let
What
us
would you
know
say?
what
Was
guys
that
think.
like a red, yellow, green?
That was pretty red for me. Like
Yeah.
that was red. Like I
Like
feel
you
like
woke
I
up
was.
the next morning, you were like, I have to deal with this.
Yeah, I woke up
Yeah.
the next morning. I walked over and I like pinched her sweatshirt, and I'm like, it's still soaking wet. It had like marks on it. There was just no.
But it was handled.
It was handled. Sorry, that actually ended up being less funny and more stressful in the story, but
But it's a panic. But
it's a panic.
stressful.
regardless. So
Laundry mishap.
laundry mishap and people imposing on the table.
I know. People are gonna be like, wow, you guys are so annoying, but
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, we literally are. That's our brand, actually. Annoying and mediocre. Maybe that's the title.
Yeah. Maybe.
And
Happy
cringe. And cringe.
Happy Galentine's.
Happy Galentine's. We're cringe, annoying, and mediocre.
Very, very much so. Should we share some mediocre favorites?
Yeah, let's share some favorites.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We love Squarespace here at Gals on the Go. That is what we use to build our beautiful website, galsonthegopodcast.com. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. So whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. So if you are someone that maybe it was your New Year's resolution, or maybe you've been saying like, oh, I want to, like launch my brand. I want to like sell something online. I want to like put my services available. You gotta make a website first. I feel like it's just so important to have like a landing page for, sort of everything that you do. And it is so easy to build a website with Squarespace. We are not coders and we're not web designers. Like guys, if I could do it, you could do it. And that is why we love Squarespace, because they have design intelligence. This combines 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI to unlock a strong creative potential. So you can really build a beautiful personalized website tailored to your unique needs. You can sell anything from products to content to your time, whatever it is, and you could accept it with Squarespace Payments. Squarespace Payments is the easiest way to manage your payments in one place. So you get started in a few clicks, and then, you're giving your customers great ways to pay. So they can pay, with things like Apple Pay. How cool is that? We love that we have our social media pages connected on our website, so we don't have to go in and be like, oh, new Instagram post. Like, it's just auto updating. So we love Squarespace. Yes, we do. And if you guys want to check out Squarespace for yourself, you can head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/gals to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Once again, when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/gals to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I had to make this my favorite because you told me to. I have a jacket. I have found out a new function of my jacket. I have this amazing Canada Goose puffer. I have a lot of jackets from them. I'm not gonna lie, like they're great. But I'm talking like a little like light on the go puffer. It's like a whitish silver color. And I was actually going through security, and I was like, I feel like I want to see if this has this function, because I know that I have a vest that does the same thing from them, and it does. So you can actually flip it inside out through the pocket, and it turns it into like a little pillow, I would say. I don't want to say pouch, because it's not like a usable pouch. It's just like the jacket folds up into itself essentially, and it has like a handle on it, and I was using it as a travel pillow the whole time.
It was perfect. Brooke gets off the flight and we're like, oh my God, you brought your own pillow. And Brooke's like, no, it's my jacket, which is perfect if you live in New York and you're traveling somewhere tropical, because you don't want to bring this huge jacket because you're only using it on your way to the airport, but it is necessary.
Totally. No, and I used to nix the jacket, but I feel like I've come into times when like I have to wait outside for something, and like you hate to be in that situation. You hate to do it. Yeah, so I'll find it and link it in the description. We have everything linked on our LTK. We have a separate LTK page for Gals on the Go. So we link on there. We link in our newsletter every week on the Substack. So you'll be able to find it, because I actually don't know the exact name of this. There's a bunch of them. If you search like packable Canada Goose, I feel like there's other brands that do.
I was
this
gonna
too.
say maybe there's other brands too. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's so cool,
It's a
and the
cool
handle was
concept.
really helpful for you. Like Brooke had
I
her
clipped
bag,
it.
and
You
then-
could clip it on your bag if you want, or put it on your like rolling suitcase. You can kind of like slide
Yeah.
it on.
slide it
Slide it
down.
on. You know. Yeah.
Wow.
What about
I
you?
love that. Mine is a TV show. Clearly, I can't stop watching things. Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is not a new show, but oh my gosh, the laughs I get. And it's just one of those laugh out loud shows. Like Larry David is seriously so funny. And season 12 was on our flight. It's on JetBlue. And
Is that the newest season?
Yeah, like I think it came out maybe last year. But it's an older show, but this was a newer season, and it's just the whole show is so funny. Ryan introduced it to me like 6 months ago, and it's kind of one of our shows we just put on whenever. And oh my god, the laughs! Like it's just everything bad happens to Larry David, and just the way he reacts to everything is so funny. It's my humor. Like I think that humor is so funny. Whatever that is my favorite. So have you ever seen it?
Yeah, so the episodes here and there. Like I feel like I
You have to be in the
don't know,
mood.
like the storyline arc, but like I know. Yes.
Oh yeah, and we just watch random episodes. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even need to. So it's been
Yeah.
bringing me a lot of joy.
That's great.
And I feel like
Love
that's what a
that.
favorite's all about. So yes, we went to Cabo.
The gals took Cabo round. We didn't go last year, but this was this is the most I've ever stayed at the same place. Like I was never like growing up, like when we would vacation, I feel like we would go different places.
Yeah.
Same place, different font.
Yeah.
This is like we literally go back to the same place. It
I
is the same
know.
experience, but it's like comforting in that way.
It's so comforting. We literally know so many people that work there. We're like, oh my gosh, Javier, it's so good to see you
Yeah.
on year 3 with you. They are so accommodating, so amazing. We were considering going somewhere else in Cabo, and then it just all signs pointed back to One Home.
I don't know why we would mess with a good thing. Like it's
Yeah.
so great there.
It's so great. And I think a lot of people get confused because, you know, the One Hotel. No, it's not a One Hotel in specific. Like it is the One Hotel brand, but it's One Home. So it's condos that people buy and then they like rent out through a hotel service in a way, because you can still order room service. Like we actually got a private chef one night. That was Brooke's idea. Like they're very accommodating. There's a poolside service, like everything, but they are building a One Hotel resort right next door. So I don't know what we will do in the future.
I have to say though, I love a villa life though. Like it's nice to
really
have like more space. Like it's giving, like it's like an Airbnb Verbo, but like they come and service it every night. You
I
know, they
know.
come and they clean it, they replace your towels. So it's like all of the good things about the Airbnb in terms of like the space and the like you can make it yours, but then the good things about a hotel. Like it's literally the best of both worlds.
It is truly the best of both
Yeah.
worlds. We love it so much. And I'm curious to see if they still offer those services when the hotel is built next door, or if it's like we have to stay at the hotel. Who knows? But it was great. And so on our way there, we flew JetBlue. And Katie and I had decided, I think because Katie and I were texting on the side when we were booking the trip, because we were just like doing stuff. And we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, like I'm booking my flight, so are you, whatever. And we were like, let's do the even more, I think it's called even more room or even more space or something. There's no like whatever, it's just there's literally more space and you're at the front of the plane, and I don't know, it just felt comforting and it was just a little bit more money, so we did it. And we didn't discuss with Brooke. Brooke got there like after, like we didn't see Brooke until we landed in Cabo is what I'm trying to say, which is so funny.
No, you guys were. I've been kind of not cutting it close, but I've been definitely like not.
You head to the gate.
I don't need as mumuch advanced time in the airport these days. I feel like
No,
I've
you're
traveled enough
very-
to know my timing and to know like the traffic situation for my current apartment. Like
Yeah,
I
you
feel like
got good.
I've gotten better about it. Like never cutting it too close to the point that I'm
No.
like, oh my god, I can't check my bag
They're
or
calling
something.
your name or no.
Yeah, but I just feel like I used to just literally just sit and like literally loiter at the airport and just have nothing to do.
Pander around.
Spend a ton of money unnecessarily. Like I would like buy half the store. I'm like, what am I doing? Like I
Yeah.
don't need to do this.
No.
You know? So once you figure out like your timing situation from if you're a seasoned traveler like me, you can cut it close.
I literally know you so well. You get there, you go through security, you go to Starbucks, you get a sandwich of sorts.
I
your
didn't this time,
coffee.
but
Were
I
you
didn't.
starving on the flight?
I got a bagel.
Oh yeah, sorry. But normally
No,
you
I
would
was
go
like,
to Starbucks.
yeah, no coffee. I was like, all right,
Like, I'll
it's like,
sleep.
it's a
Yeah.
morning flight, like whatever. Yeah, and I always go to the market and get a water. I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
have to get
that's
a
like
water.
whatever. I get like a snack and like a water usually, and then I
Yeah.
go to the gate and then by the time you know it's time to board, and that's it.
Time to board.
Yeah, but you girls, you guys were ahead of schedule. I feel like you always are. You guys are texting like leaving for the airport now, I'm like, my eyes just opened. Like, I gotta go. Yeah.
But you also like live close to the airport.
Yes,
now
for sure.
And everything. So we were coming from the west side. We had to hustle
Yeah,
over
yeah.
to JFK. But so my favorite thing to do on the flight is if they have Wi-Fi or connect to the free messaging, whatever it is, like got to be locked in because none of us were sitting together on the way there. So it's fun to stay connected through the flight. So in the Even More area, they're starting to bring around Tate's cookies. And they were like these really nice cartons of chocolate chip cookies. So good. So Katie obviously texts in the chat, oh my gosh, you guys, these cookies, I can't believe it. And Brooke's like, oh, what kind? Like,
Yeah, I was getting excited.
and we were like,
yeah,
oh, because at this point we didn't know. Like,
no, she was like, they have Tate's cookies on the flight. I was like, wow, love this airline. That's sick.
and then you like followed up like maybe 10, 15 minutes later. You're like, are they mini ones?
Yeah, well, I was like, at what point did they offer you the Tate's cookies? Because they haven't come by.
Yeah.
I haven't been serviced yet. By the time they got to me, like, and I, it was like 20 minutes later and they come around for the beverage service. I was like, no, thank you. I don't need a drink, but I will take a snack. And they're like, yeah, that's later. And I was like, oh, okay. Seems a little passive. I understand. I came to understand why, because I wasn't in the Even More space. I booked, just regular row 20.
Looks like, wait, are you guys like up front? I had no idea. I didn't. I thought you
guys booked
definitely booked
VIP.
Even More space too.
No, I didn't. I just, honestly, it's not. What else
Wasn't.
do you get? Like, besides, okay, so you get the good snacks, and obviously you get Even More space.
Yeah,
but
that's
what?
it. It's not, and that's why it's like not much more money. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
first class or anything. It just felt nice. I don't know. It was just so funny when Brooke's like, so those cookies, and we were like, yeah, they're like mini ones.
And then for me, for the snack selection, they're like, we got everything bagel, pretzels, pop chips, some sort of like, what was it? It wasn't like a shortbread cookie, but it was like something like that. They were like, we got, because you guys had a completely different selection.
No, we had the same selection as you for those snacks. We just got the Tate's cookies, and then everything else was the same. Yeah, I just got the pop chips, so I don't remember what the
Me
other
too. Like maybe.
Oh, they had a Chewy bar.
Chewy bar.
Yeah.
Wait, they had like he like whips out this thing. He like, and the snacks like drop down from it. It was like a fold
Yes,
down of
it's
snacks.
incredible.
Genius. Yeah, to hold them up because people are always like, what are the options? Taking
Yeah,
out their headphones.
every single time.
I mean, I'm doing that too.
Like we
Yeah,
got
survey
the
options.
chocolate chip thing.
Granola bar. We've got
Yeah.
not Tate's cookies. We got off brand.
Honestly, the Tate cookies were not even that good. I think I told you that. Like,
It just was really funny. 'Cause
It was so funny.
was,
You had to be there.
back of the plane.
Yeah. So we had a few like, as this just happens to Brooke and I, like a few words get said and it's our current fixation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a phrase, it's whatever. Brooke made this joke like at the end of the trip we were gonna turn into a chip. Like we ate so many chips and guac. Like it was so good. The guac and the pico. I was personally gonna turn into a quesadilla. So much so I literally made a quesadilla here last night. Like I am going to turn
Now
into
you're
a
like
quesadilla.
fixated on quesadillas.
Yeah, it's
Are
like a
you?
chicken
Yeah.
quesadilla. They were so good. Like we had to lean in while we were there. But the pico one night we were eating. I don't even know if this is funny to anyone.
I think it is. It's like when you make those jokes with your friends when you're and you're just like, this is part of our lore forever now. It is. We were eating
like
every meal, no matter what the meal was, chips and guac or chips and pico were involved. Like
Yeah.
that was that's
It was just a given.
Was like, okay, I'm gonna order lunch and I'll get chips and guac. Oh, I'm gonna order a little snack for the remote, chips and guac.
Yeah,
Like,
we had so many chips. And guac.
we came back from like after we checked in and they left us like a whole thing, maybe like a picture of like a virgin margarita. We were yeah, and chips and pico and guac and other little like a bowl of nuts. I avoided.
Yeah, that was a little
like that.
green panic
Yes.
for Brooke there.
It was like a welcome sort of snack. And of course we didn't eat it then. We ate it at midnight.
yeah,
we
Brooke and I
waited.
found each other
Yeah.
at the kitchen at
Yeah, it was like,
midnight.
all right, time for a little snack.
Yeah, I had already brushed my teeth. Like I hate that.
Yeah. Well, time for a little midnight snack. And I think you took out the pico. You're like, oh, okay. And we both tried it at the same time. We're like, huh. It's I was like, how is it? And you were like, it's fine. It's very
Like I couldn't finish the sentence.
yeah. And then I was like, onion forward. Like it tasted like a bowl of raw onion. It was simply giving like they diced up an onion and put it in there. But like
I died.
it was
laughing.
good.
Onion forward. It was a very onion forward salsa. So then, like, absolutely everything we did the rest of the trip, of course, was like, ooh, this is very salt forward. Or it wasn't even to do
Tequila
with food.
forward.
Yeah.
It had anything.
Like, this is a very cutout forward dress. Like,
Yeah.
Everything was.
Plug it in.
It's so funny.
Very
like
funny.
Brooke's vocabulary is incredible. I also learned some new words, like the word glean.
That was Katie's word. Katie is
Okay.
too has a great
But
vocabulary.
it was a discussion between the three of us. And historically, that's a fun word to
Historically,
use.
it's-
Obviously, I know that word,
Yes.
but to use it
Yes, we started using the phrase immediately a lot.
immediately, I don't even know where that came from.
I know it
but-
was because they were the people.
Oh, yeah,
the like pool
Poolside
attendants.
service,
Yeah, the poolside service. They were like taking our order, and instead of saying yes, like after we would say chips and guac, he was like immediately. Then we'd say okay, chicken fingers immediately. Like, but he was saying immediately, so I was like, I love that. We're just gonna
It became.
immediate French fries immediately.
Yeah, like that actually is exactly what I want to hear. Like I Diet Coke immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
When you ordered your mudslide, you're like, I want a mudslide.
I remember that was so funny because we were so hungover from the night before, and I was not leaving Cabo without a mudslide. It's like basically it's like a chocolate milkshake with alcohol.
And he immediately.
Immediately. And then
Immediately.
he used another word one other time, like instead of immediately, like a synonym for it, perhaps. He was like right away.
Yeah, right away. But he immediately just said immediately. That was really,
Immediately.
like, killing me.
It also is funny because it kind of was never immediately.
It was never immediate. It was very much so like we're on vacation time.
Yeah,
Like,
it was just so
we had
fine.
to sometimes be like about the chips and guac.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's called.
Immediately.
Immediately, they're working on it.
It was so funny. So now it's just
funny.
like I'm gonna go down and get
Immediately.
coffee immediately. Like,
Immediately.
and you have to say it like in this tone.
Yes.
Immediately, no. Immediately.
Yeah.
You gotta like
But
put
putting
your
it
head
like
down.
in the front of things, like we're like immediately throwing up, like immediately,
yeah.
like whatever.
Oy.
Yeah, I had some other things written down. Oh, I
The
want to talk
Office.
about The Office. I want to talk about that. You guys. Now, this was another trip where I wasn't involved in the planning, so I just have to say thank you. And I knew my role. I said I'm not getting the best bedroom. I'm immediately taking the worst bedroom.
I was prepared to take it, and Brooke was like, "I did nothing for this trip. I'll take it." And I was like, "Honestly, I'll let you." Like, I didn't find it.
True. It wasn't a pull-out couch. If it was a pull-out couch, I probably would have said, nah, that's,
There was a pull-out couch.
I could have, but like
Why would
there was
you
a bed. So I'm
No,
good.
I know.
Immediately gonna take
Immediately
yeah.
to bed.
I was like, I knew my role. I was like, I legitimately like paid my dues to everybody and showed up, which is the best. Honestly, it's so fun. I'm like, what are we doing tonight? Like,
I know.
it's a fun vibe. I
Brooke's
like
like,
that
so
role.
what's the attire? Like, what's the vibe?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Well, I did, and I knew that there was a lot of chatter between the three of you guys, between you, Katie, and Margot, weeks leading up to the trip. Oh, you're looking at other influencers' posts, like, and we've been to Cabo a few times now. Like, we can definitely fill an itinerary ourselves immediately. But
But we were looking for some new spots. Like, we always go to Nobu, and we were just like, let's fill in that spot with something else.
especially to stay like in the area, sort of what is that? It's like the marina area.
Oh, I don't know the name per se.
Because that's a different
marina-
spot. There's definitely like hotel like zones in Cabo. I feel like
Yes.
that's like a big one.
Yeah.
And there's plenty over there. Like you do not need to leave that area.
Like,
if
we're
you don't want to.
we're walking distance from the Mango Deck, office, the
Yes.
marina. Like, that's where this place is.
For sure. So I feel like if you wanted to, you could just stay. You could be there for a week and stay there the whole time and go to a different spot every night. Like there's
Definitely.
plenty going on over there. So I didn't really know what was going on, but I do remember you guys were like, one night we gotta go to the office. Oh my god, the office! We gotta go there for drinks. I've heard everybody talk about it. You guys are going back and forth, like, please, immediately. Like I've been wanting to go to the office so bad. The office.
I was like, guys, I got a res. I can't
I
believe
can't. I
it.
scored it. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, amazing. The office. Knowing the vibe of this group, I mean, Danielle's wearing Gucci loafers. Like we're not even loafers, they're like Birkenstock dupes, like that are like, yeah. I knew that was the vibe. Like I was like, okay, it's gonna be more upscale. It's going to be more. I thought it was like in line with Nobu. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, oh.
You
Yeah.
thought of it more as the office.
I thought of it as
We're going to the office.
I thought of it as office siren.
Yeah. Office siren revolve curation. Like,
Not the office that we heard them day drinking and saying, we need one female judge. We need one female judge.
for the push-up contest.
And then they're like, and you want a $40 drink voucher. We literally heard them shout. Like, this is like during the day. And then I remember we were listening to them and you're like, during the day, it's like a big party. Like at night, it's like much nicer. I was like, for sure. Like, it transforms.
But it's so funny because I was actually hoping a little bit of that daytime energy was going to go into the night, but we didn't know. So that's why we were so excited. We were like, I wonder if they're going to do this stuff at night. But like, we had no idea.
I thought that you guys had an idea. Like, for some reason, I thought that you guys were like, no, it's nicer. It's more upscale. Like, don't even worry about it. So we all get ready for the night. This was another bit. It wasn't even a bit. I mean, you guys all commented on it. You guys were like, you four are all dressed for 4 different occasions, every single function. And it honestly valid. Like, you're so right. Especially this first night, that was crazy. Like, we were
They're
all...
only valid for the first night.
Okay.
We got major hate. I'm not even going to lie.
On the first night.
On the first night, and we did, all 4 of us. What were we wearing? You were wearing a black, like, mesh long sleeve bodycon
It
dress.
was arguably like a gown. I mean, it wasn't, but like it was kind of giving gown.
Brooke wore a gown to the office. I wore a gown then.
You did. I feel like we dressed like we were maybe at the same function.
Maybe. Mine was like this red long dress, but like flowy at the bottom. Katie wore
The pattern maxi that we both had the same one.
the pattern maxi, a little green panic, because Brooke and her had both gotten the same dress from Fashion Pass. And then Margot had on a black and white Meredith Blake, like 2-piece set.
Yes.
So everyone was just saying, like, you guys literally look like you're all going to a different function. And we just thought it was kind of funny, like, didn't really think much of it. So then the second night, sorry, we're just pausing on the office story. The second night, I was like, oh my God, we were all pink, green, and like cream. Like, we all were like this beautiful meshed vibe, I thought. So I posted this TikTok. I even made the caption, like, we finally all look like we're going to the same function.
Yeah.
And people just totally disagreed with us.
Oh no, they were like, literally where? Like, what? In
Literally
what world?
where?
Yeah.
What function? Like, and obviously we didn't actually get offended, but it's like, honestly, if people are going to comment that, let it be that.
Yeah.
Like,
That we're
I'm
not
so
dressed
sorry
for the
that
function.
you guys feel so upset about our outfits.
I mean, we never sent. That's the thing. Like when you do, I know some girls like when they do a group girls trip, like they send like the dress code and like the whatever. But we all like.
That's what I
have
like about our
style,
group.
like, we're into
Yeah.
fashion, like it,
We're not going to be stuck to one theme. Like, oh,
No.
just because Margot's wearing a Meredith Blake 2-piece set. Like, I'm calling it Meredith Blake because it was black and white. It was so
It was
cute.
like a Reformation cute 2-piece set.
Yeah.
Just because she's wearing a Reformation set doesn't mean that we all have to wear like the preppy
that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't be that way.
And we support each other in that way. So anyways, back to the office. Brooke donned her.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna wear this black dress. I mean, I could have worn it to Bagatelle, but I'm glad I didn't actually because I
I'm
think
definitely glad
dancing
you
would have been tough in
No,
that.
definitely.
And I was like, okay, I'll wear this one because
Slick back bun.
Yeah, like because it was off the shoulder, whatever.
So
I
cute.
will say I got a lot of compliment, like online and people, well, in person too.
Yeah. But I didn't, and so, and let me tell you, I didn't think a thing of it. I thought you looked beautiful. I thought everyone looked amazing. And was it on our way back from the office?
Well, I think that we just roll up there, we take our seats, and I just saw the vibe, and I was like, I didn't think we were in the right place. Like for some reason, I thought that we booked like the wrong area. I was like,
You
waiting.
were so polite. You didn't say anything in the moment.
No, because I was like, this must be it,
This must be the
I
place.
didn't realize, and it's very my vibe. This restaurant,
Yeah,
I will
it's
say,
perfect.
but not. You guys were so excited to go there, and I was just so confused because
You thought it would have been like the sexy, dim.
I was
lit,
expecting
movie
like
aesthetic.
the coolest cocktails I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be like lit on fire and like they take it out of and it's smoking and like they did have some shows going on, but it was more for the show.
It
of
was more Senor Frogs than it was Nobu. Let's say that.
It was more Margaritaville than
And I loved it. We all loved it. But I guess since you didn't know like what to expect.
I had no idea. And then they come over, they have a guy dressed in like, and he has like all shots attached to him. He's like, tequila shots, girls. And we were like, no, like we all said we're taking
kept
it easy. Then
asking us.
he literally had like shot glasses attached to him and they were like forcing, they were like, please drink the tequila. And we were like, no, like, no, like we don't. And then they come over, they have the shot guy followed by a guy with a big camera. He's photo, you girls want a photo? And we took a photo and then they come over with it printed and framed in like the souvenir frame. Of course I bought it. It was like $25, but
Brooke was like, I will take it.
Immediately.
And so it was more of that kind of restaurant where you get your photo, like green screen, like situation.
Yes.
Rather than like Nobu. And
I just was not expecting that via my dress. I still felt good about being dressed that way. And actually I felt so good because then, we're sitting, we ate our whole meal and there's like, there's definitely people around us. And as one of these groups was leaving, old man, 75, how old do you think?
Yeah, upwards of, yeah.
He approaches the table. Now I had a drink, so I was a little... That's why I was not panicked. I feel like I was a little relaxed.
Yeah, because normally
on
if
vacation.
someone,
imposing on the table.
Yeah,
that's not
man
my vibe.
imposing on the table.
And he like taps my shoulder. He's like, I've seen a lot of beautiful women, but this group, he's like,
But he looked right at Brooke.
he was like with his wife.
Hand
though.
on shoulder.
Fully with his wife.
Yeah. But he wasn't, yeah, and you were like, no, he didn't feel creepy.
It didn't feel creepy. He wasn't like touchy. Like it was like a gentle, like
darling,
know,
you
and he
were
was
beautiful.
Southern, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
got the vibe that it was.
I mean, his wife watched it happen.
Yeah, I didn't think that he was gonna like grab me and be like.
But now thinking about it, no matter what, I would be mad if I was his wife.
I mean, they're probably sitting there like, oh, you know, when I was young like that.
Like she should have said it then, you know?
For sure.
But
it's
he
more
just
his
felt
personality. Cold. But he said, I've seen a lot of beautiful women. This group, the most beautiful.
So sweet.
And then the one line that got me, he's like, you girls really warmed an old man's heart. That's what he said. And then he vanished. He literally disappeared.
Was it that? I thought he said you made an old man really happy.
No, you warmed an old man's heart. That's what he said because I was, well, maybe there was a line about being happy in there too, but I remember it was heartwarming.
There was a
warmth
like, there. Oh,
we warmed his heart. Like
Brooke was touched.
I was touched by such a, you know, he's seen a lot of beautiful women in his life. So
nice. It was really sweet. It was really sweet.
There at the office.
Brooke donned her black gown.
They made it all worth it.
It was so lovely.
We had a silly walk home. I mean, it was barely a walk. It was like literally 1 block from the hotel, but it's one of those girls' trips where you're just like giggling the whole way home, and you're like,
oh my God, we couldn't stop giggling. We were also talking about how like Brooke had brought her shawl.
Yes.
And we have some friends that call it
Southern friends specifically.
It's Southern friends that call it shawl.
They all call it a shawl. They're like, oh, I
brought a shawl.
Y'all pack your shawl.
Yeah, you got your shawl.
I'm like, shawl? What the fuck? Like, I had this whole thing. I was like, no, it's a shawl. I even had to look it up to like confirm to myself. I have to tell you guys, if you don't have one of these, go get one. Like, they are
I know, I need
lifesaver.
To buy the J. Crew one that you have.
Yeah, it's great. Actually, the one that I was using wasn't from J. Crew.
Oh, the one I borrowed from Katie was.
Yes.
You said you have it though.
Yes, it's a good one.
It's so warm. But yeah, when Brooke said that, I was like, you're so right. Like all my friends call it when we were in Greece, I'd say, I need to bring my shawl. And I remember just giggling to myself. But now maybe it's like a geographical thing.
Yeah.
Like shawl or shaw or wrap. Sarong.
I like wrap. I like wrap or like.
My mom will call it her pashmina because like it's certain.
Yes.
Yeah. My pashmina, my shawl, my wrap.
Yes. In the rave community, they call it the pashmina too.
Oh, right.
Yes. Your mom is so rave.
My mom is so rave. For different reasons. But so yeah, you guys will have to let us know.
Definitely get one though. I feel like it's a hot item, like if you're going on a bachelorette or like a wedding or something. And I feel like no, I mean this is not a hot take, but like I feel like I used to think like, oh, it's kind of like old lady like. And then I got into these and I was like, this is literally perfect. It's for when you get that little chill in the air and you're like, oh, let me throw something over my shoulders. It really works.
I know. Women everywhere,
yeah,
shawling up.
I know, and it doesn't really matter. Okay,
it doesn't really
warmed an old man's heart. I wanted to also say then we went to Bagatelle, which was like our really fun night out. We always go to Bagatelle, so that was the next night.
Yeah,
you got maybe the best compliment. I mean, you were like you went to the bathroom maybe 80 times, like on one of your
more than I've ever gone. In my entire
swear,
life.
Guys, she would have 2 sips and be like, I gotta go again. What?
Something was running through me. I don't know, but Katie, who is a tank, had to pee so many times too.
I think she broke the seal.
I think we just broke the seal, and I don't know if I've ever really believed in the breaking the seal because I just always pee anyways. But I think if there was a seal to be broken, I'd break it that night.
I believe it for Katie. Like I feel like that makes sense for her because normally she can hold it, but I feel like once
she was like, Danielle, I have to go again. I was like, oh thank God, like I have to too.
You went by yourself to the bathroom at one point, and you walk back, and we see you get stopped by this group of women, and I was like, I need to know what they're saying to Danielle right now, like whatever. And you come back over, and we were like, what's up? And you're like, they're podcast listeners. I got so excited because they were like such a fun group, and we were like, just kidding, they're not. What did they say to you? They said how beautiful you looked, right?
Yeah, she was. I don't even remember. I wish I remembered because it was so nice.
And that I want to say is so much better than any compliment from a man. Like when a group of girls stops you to be like, either I like your dress, you look so beautiful, you look like you're having fun. Like that's like the best type of compliment.
Yeah, I think she said something like, you just wear that so beautifully, you look so good. I don't even know, but it was so nice. And so I stopped to talk to them for a while. But yeah, it was one of those nights where I was really deciding between wearing this green dress with the scarf or this white dress. And I'm so glad I wore the green dress. I even had a man compliment me, which was so nice. But he might have been gay. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's better then.
That's better.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Yeah.
But he was just like, gorgeous dress. And I was like, I love tonight. You know, it's just when
That's so great. No, a group of other women, I feel like being like, you look amazing is like, that's the best. Like, you're like, oh my God, that's so validating.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that night at Bagatelle, there were a lot of bachelorettes. Like, everyone was just really empowering.
Had to be 10 bachelorettes. I'm not exaggerating.
There were so many bachelorettes, and they were all in like sequins. It must
I guess
be
that's a
sequin night,
big theme.
which is so fun. That's perfect because you can wear whatever color you want. And
It's a fun theme, and especially when the lights turn down, I was like, like they look amazing under the like low lighting. The sequins,
yeah. Sorry. When we first sit down, we're like, it's giving Surf Lodge. This is gonna be the best night of our life. Like, we're so excited. We have no plans. Bagatelle is very much one of those restaurants that turns into standing on tables, bar vibe, and we've had so much fun the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. We sit down. The waiter comes over. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'll be your server tonight. What do you guys want to drink? By the way, just so you guys know, it's a busy night. So, when your food's done, we do have another table coming. Mm-hmm. Literally, I think all four of us were like,
he's like, there's a 2-hour limit on the table, and we do have like a table booked after you. And we were like, wait, this is a massive misunderstanding. We were told that we could be here all night. Like, yeah, what? And he was like, oh, okay, let me bring over the manager. He brings over the manager. We're like,
set up.
Yeah, we're like, is there anything we can do? And at first he's like, he's like, the only thing that you could do is, do the 4 bottles of champagne, and then we wouldn't kick you out. We're like, 4 bottles of champagne. We're like, what is that?
What's that go for around here?
What did
$4,000
US dollars? Like that was like, yeah.
US
we're like, we don't even like champagne. Like,
no, none of us even wanted to drink it.
What? No, absolutely not.
Thank God we didn't, because we literally never got kicked out, not once, and no one in the room got up and left. So I don't know.
It wasn't that busy of a time. I feel like this is not peak tourist season there. Like, you correct me if I'm wrong. It didn't feel like it's.
No, it wasn't like spring break season, but we also have gone the last 2 times during spring break season, and like we got an 8 p.m. reservation and we stayed there all night. So
Something's
just be
up.
warned if you're going to Bagatelle in Cabo. Ask them what time you need to get there to make sure you can stay all night, because we got so lucky. I literally was just like, guys, just be fun the whole night, which it's not like we had to do. Like, we were just having fun.
I needed to have like the music right, and then like they turned it like, and it just started getting activated. That DJ was great, but the
Brooke was activated, and it was so much so that I was Snapchatting her friends from college. Like, I've not seen Brooke like this in so long. Like,
still got
arguably ever. Like, just because like we weren't in the same year in college.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
When I joined in, like, you were a little bit older, and like, I don't know. Like, I'd seen you like this.
But not the full night, maybe like bits
not
and
the
pieces
full
of the
night, like following
Yes.
from I mean, Brooke was rave pashmina-ing
It was
away.
so fun, guys. I was just like, like the music was right, the vibes were right. Like, I just was like, life is good. Like, I can just like relax and be me. And
Brooke had people putting tequila in her mouth. Like, that's where we were at.
I know. And
I look over, I was like, no fucking way.
And I didn't even ask for it. Like, I feel like it was just,
Like, Brooke had her mouth open,
up,
the Patron's
like,
going down her throat.
Yeah, like it's going down my face because like I don't.
I couldn't believe it. It was awesome. We also we just kept taking like rounds of shots. Like, Margot would be like, another round, and every time I would look at Brooke and she's like, yeah, and I was like, holy fuck. Like, and I don't think you were throwing them. Like, I think you were throwing them into your mouth. Like, I don't think you were.
I didn't waste a single shot.
No,
there was no shot wasted.
Took them.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Like,
it really was a really, really fun night. I just feel like the vibes were right. Like, it was.
Everything
I'm very much so vibes, like in the going out way.
It's like upward tick. Like, let's keep going.
And I found my drink. I think that also helps.
Share your drink.
Because drinks recently have been making me like legit want to throw up on having one sip.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, it's not a new discovery, but for me it is a skinny, spicy margarita with tahini on the rim. I've been ordering it with Casamigos Blanco. I don't know if it makes a freaking difference. I just think it's easy on my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't really like carbonation. Mm-hmm. Don't really love a ton of sugar because I feel like that also
makes your tummy hurt.
I didn't really have too bad of a hangover. Honestly, I was okay.
When we got home that night, like, we were waiting for the food that we ordered, and Brooke didn't even. She was like, "I'm going to bed." Like,
I didn't even say goodnight. I feel like I
know.
collapsed into bed, but it was needed. I was so tired.
Yeah,
immediately bed. But go to Bagatelle in Cabo. If you can't get a reservation at the restaurant, I wonder if they'll let you into just that front bar, because that front bar deserves.
I think we made it fun. I think you made it fun. Brooke literally camped out next to the DJ all night, and she would pull up a screenshot of a song and say, "Play this."
I showed him the picture. I said, John Summit, play John Summit. And they like, that's like not a hot take for like a DJ. Like, they have it.
No, of course.
And he played like the Spanish John Summit. I was like, let's fucking go. And then I wanted to like flex on him. I was like, I know John Summit. Like, the guy can't even hear me. He barely speaks English. Like, I was like, no, I know John Summit. Like, he was like,
Yo
nodding
sabo.
at me. Like, he's like nodding at me, and
he's like, yeah.
I pulled up the picture of me, Ben, and John Summit. I was like, look, I know him.
Mi amigo, as John Summit. And then Brooke's like tipping him, and you said you didn't even know if it was a tip cup.
There was a cup next to the DJ place. I put a 20 in it. I don't know if it was, I mean, it was empty, but I presume it was a tip cup.
I think so.
That room was so fun, though. I have the videos of us, like, we're just chilling in there, and then all of a sudden, like, the smoke comes. Like, no, but so random to have smoke in that small room.
No,
and there's
it was
lasers. That was a
literally-
fun room. When you first walk into Bagatelle, like, when you're walking in, immediately on your left.
Yeah. He was giving like side lounge. Like it was just this little lounge room. Maybe.
It was, but it was like, it was great. It was easy to order drinks because the bar was like basically empty. The DJ was killing it. And like the lighting, like everything in there was just like, I mean, I was really fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like I couldn't see straight. So maybe
We
that's
were
it.
ordering drinks in there, and I knew in my head I was like I should probably stop.
Cut her off.
But like I wanted a drink too, so Brooke, like I had this photo of Brooke, like
We'll put it in.
like it's in the newsletter.
We have
handing the guy like her credit card, just in the biggest panic. I don't know what was going on.
I think I was excited and in shock that the music was so good.
Yeah.
He was playing some Drake remixes.
Yeah.
He was crushing it. Yeah.
It was perfect, and I really think we started I know we started. We were the only ones in there, and
then it got
people
busy.
Followed.
Is it possible that they were kicking people out from the main room? Or no, just people were over the main room maybe on the... Because
That's why we left. We were like, we're done now.
But I had no idea that there was a side room. Like, I didn't know that we were walking to the side room with intent to go there. Like, I thought that we were leaving the place in
That's a good
general.
question, because I knew we weren't leaving, but yeah.
I don't remember what happened, but all I know is I literally blinked, was in there, and I was like, that's the sickest room of my life. But, like, I also don't know if it was because I wasn't seeing straight. You know what I mean?
Brooke's like, you gotta go to the side room.
People send me a picture of it in broad daylight. It's probably scary. It's probably a scary room.
Now that you say it, it's kind of crazy. There was smoke. Like, we have this video of Brooke
Why
and I
was there
standing
smoke in there?
All of a sudden, smoke goes. Brooke takes her scarf. She's like,
Why was there smoke? It's a bar that fits maybe 20, 25 people. Like, why was there just, like, smoke going off?
I don't
Right?
know.
Like...
But that DJ was so good. Brooke got his Instagram handle. He's DJing her wedding.
Well, I was like, he's excellent. I don't think he wants to be my friend though. I don't know. I feel like he was so annoyed by me. I was like throwing my hand in his face the whole night, like flopping it, like being like, let's go. You know, he's like, I wanted to give him the energy he deserved.
No, he deserved, because he was the side room DJ. He wasn't
I
the main room.
know.
And you gave him so much life.
One day he'll be upgraded to the main room and then I'll say, I know him.
I can't stop it. We wake up the next morning. Me and Katie go up to the pool, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just counting down the hours for Brooke to wake up. Like, I was so nervous that you were gonna like just be dead that day because of the state you were in.
Yeah,
Brooke
yeah.
goes, hey guys, I'm up. Eyes are a little puffy, but other than that, we good. And I could not believe it.
I thought that it was the alcohol that I was allergic to at first. And I went downstairs. It was really puffy. It was really puffy. I made it down
Yeah.
there. I wasn't like sick to my stomach. I was more so just generally like, I feel like my brain was operating at like 40%. You know, like one of those
Yeah.
days where I was like, I can't.
We did a whole movie premiere. I had actually 20 videos of Brooke, and I literally sat on Brooke's pool chair, and I was like, we're doing a movie premiere right now. And we watched every video I had of Brooke. It was so
Really funny. They're really funny.
Brooke has like a little TikTok up of some of the clips, so you can
Yes.
see Brooke's like moment there. What else happened?
Thriving.
Oh, well then it's safe to say Brooke was like, I think I've earned my spot on the trip next year. And I was like, yes, you truly did the time. I mean, you earned your spots for the next few trips. Like, you got it all in.
I had one big year and I said, thank you, Cabo.
Thank you.
I'll be back. I'll be back for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
I earned my spot back.
Yeah, like obviously she's always invited.
I feel like it was like just the type of environment where I was watching I mean, it was a lot of like just girls having fun. We didn't even like talk to the other tables of girls having fun, but just watching them, I was like, that is fun to me. You know, like it was like the vibe of the Bagatelle big room.
big room.
Right. The
It
big
was-
room versus the small room. I need to know, I need more details because someone said, what bar is this? They got to my TikTok and I was like, Bagatelle small room. Like,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
don't
refer
know.
to that as?
I have no idea, but apparently there used to be a Bagatelle in New York, and I'm really sad there's not one. But also, would we go to it if it was in New York?
I feel like it's a vacation spot.
yeah, it's definitely. I think there's one in Miami, and if there's not, there should be. There's definitely one in like St. Bart.
I went to the one in Tulum.
Oh, in Tulum, you went to.
Fun, but when you only have two people, it can only be so fun.
Yeah, but I do think all Bagatelles are like that vibe. So if you're ever on vacation, and there's a Bagatelle, you should go. But yeah, I could imagine just being there with one other person. It's like, oh, so now we stand on the table.
Yeah, you're like, hey, like,
Hey. Yeah, so it was such a fun trip. Like, truly so grateful that we're able to do that and get our friends together.
I know. Really. Oh, yeah, because this group of guys came up to us like, what is this, birthday, bachelorette? And we were like, neither. Like, literally
Just here
neither.
for
Yeah.
fun. Literally just
I
here
know,
for fun.
and we're very lucky that we get to do that. I feel like it's really so special to, I mean, I feel like you're so good about girls' trips. I feel like
Take the girls
take the girls' trip. But actually, though, I feel like it's, as you get older, too, it's so hard to find, like, you have to plan further in advance and really carve out the time. And But I feel like it's really important to do.
It seriously fuels so much. Like, the belly laughs that you get, like, or just going on bachelorettes and stuff. Like, it's so fun. And funny stories forever now. Immediately. Forward, right away. Like,
I will say it's nice not doing it at Bachelorette because, like, then everybody can have an opinion. The Bachelorette, like, it's not your trip.
No,
it's
you
not.
Are,
you are
part of this team. And
staying
until it's clean or whatever.
Yes. This, we could all have contributed. I didn't, but if you wanted to, you could.
You did contribute by giving the private chef idea. So.
And we were so hungover. Margot was like so unwell that day. I felt
There's
bad.
no way we could have gone to dinner.
I know.
So it was good. We had a little private chef moment, which was so bougie.
More
and fun.
chips and guac.
More chips and guac, please. Well, we are so excited for the Boston show tomorrow. We can't wait to see so many of you. Bring the energy, bring the hype. We're so ready. Buy your merch now if you want. It's available online. Oh, and we didn't say at the top of the show, it will be available in person in Boston to buy.
Well, yes.
Yes. That's huge for the program. And happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Treat yourself to something nice. A little coffee that makes you happy. Some self-care.
I drank a good amount.
Let's see. Coffee meter. Wow. You made it to the first line. That's exciting. I need to get a coffee now. For sure.
I feel like I can't tell if I need another one or just ice in it, It's
You need another one.
Well, it's like, when it starts to get, like, settled. But the taste is great.
Life's a climb, but the taste is great. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye.